It is on the exemption of pensioner bondholders from the government domestic debt exchange program. On the 10th of January 2023, we delivered a petition dated 7 January 2023 to the Minister of Finance, copied to the President of the Republic, seeking the exclusion of all pensioner bondholders from the government's domestic debt exchange program, DDEP, as the impact on the program on pensioners who are bondholders was going to be very severe. We cited the basis for our exemption from the DDEP as the same used by the government to exempt pension funds regulated by the National Pensions Regulatory Authority from the DDEP, which was that it was to ensure that pension incomes to would-be retirees were not impaired for them to become burden on others when on retirement. We believe strongly that the basis for the exemption granted to pension funds held good for the exemption of the investment of pensioners from the DDEP. Under cover letters dated 13 January 2023, we sent copies of our petition to the Speaker of Parliament, the Chairman, Council of States, the President, National House of Chiefs, the Chairman, Christian Council of Ghana, the President, Catholic Bishops Conference, the Chairman, Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, the National Chief Imam of the Muslim Council, and the Chairman of the National Peace Council. We sought their sympathy and support and intervention for our cause. Again, under cover letters dated 20th January 2023, we sent copies of our petition to former President John Ejikufu and former President John Dramani Mahama, former President John Dramani Mahama, to seek their sympathy, support, and intervention for our cause. We were privileged to be granted audience by the former President John Ejikufu, but we couldn't get former President John Dramani Mahama to give us audience, as he was at that time out of the jurisdiction. The convener of the forum was invited to a meeting attended by some members of the National Catholic Bishop Conference, and we were also privileged to be granted audience by the Chairman of the Council of State, where two other members were present. Having gone through all the important stakeholder institutions and national governance and our former president and still not receiving the exemption we requested, we notified the police and started picketing at the premises of the ministry from 6th of February 2023, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on each working day till the 15th of February 2023, thereby picketing for a total of 8 days. In the last 2 days of our picketing, we were privileged to be granted audience by the Speaker of Parliament, the Majority Leader in Parliament, and the Minority Leader in Parliament, who all expressed their sympathy and support for our cause. Thankfully, by the letter dated 15 February 2023, part of which was read in Parliament by the Minister of Finance, the Minister granted exemption from the DDEP to all pensioner bondholders who opted out of the exchange or opted not to participate in the DDEP. We are pleased to know that not only did our advocacy result in the exclusion of pensioners from the DDEP, but also helped in getting improved terms of exchange for all individual bondholders, as individuals of below 59 years were issued with bonds of 10% coupon, and those of 59 years and above were issued with bonds of 15% coupon, with a maximum maturity period of 5 years in both cases. We wish to thank you, the media, for your active participation and inputs and also the general public for their support from the first day that we had our first conference, which was 11 January, throughout the period up to this day, which have culminated in these positive outcomes. We appreciate all those who brought their expertise and experience to the table and facilitated the fruitful, constructive, and open exchanges throughout the period. We thank all groups, as well as individuals, who are not pensioners, but join our picketing to offer us their sympathy and support. We also thank the police for providing us security during the 8 days of picketing. We are grateful for the concern and encouragement of our senior statesmen, former President Kufuor and former President Mahama. We thank the Speaker and leadership of Parliament, and we are grateful to the Deputy Clerk who arranged the meetings for us in Parliament. We are also grateful to members of the Council of States, the Catholic Bishop Conference, the National House of Chiefs, the Christian Council of Ghana, the Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, the Muslim Council, the National Peace Council, and also the organized labor, who all wholeheartedly rallied to our cause. We do not take these for granted. It would be remiss of us not to single out a leadership Sophia Akufu, former Chief Justice. His kind and brave presence in our picket encouraged us a lot and made us more confident in our struggles. It was a great pleasure to have you join us in picketing, not once, but twice. We appreciate your interest in the well-being of pensioners. Your suggestions provided us with a guide to proceed more precisely for the betterment of this noble cause. We hope this kindness and cooperation will continue in the future. The forum looks forward to remaining engaged with all stakeholders in relation to the interests of pensioners and other holders of government securities. As a result, the forum supports a proposal made by Dr. Guadagnini for the establishment by an executive instrument of a domestic creditor committee made up of 2 representatives each from the Ghana Association of Bankers, Ghana Insurance Association, Ghana Securities Industry Association, Chamber of Pension Trustees of Ghana, and individual bondholders. The committee will serve to represent and protect the common interests of all domestic bondholders and also people holding treasury bills. It will have the following functions, basically 2 functions: to monitor compliance by the government with its debt obligations to domestic creditors, and 2, to offer independent advice to the government on measures and policies that must be undertaken to ensure the continuous ability of the government to meet its debt obligation to domestic creditors. These measures are intended to increase investor confidence that the debt obligations will be complied with by government, thus making the bonds and treasury bill more valuable to investors. It will also make the bonds and treasury bills less expensive to the government because investors, confident that there is a mechanism in place to ensure compliance with the debt obligation, will be willing to accept a lower interest rate. We trust that the government will be able to meet its obligation to all holders of government bonds. We wish to advise that given the current economic circumstances of the country, it is prudent that the government review some of its expenditures and bring the levels down to create fiscal space to meet its debt obligations always. Finally, in all countries, both developed and developing, older people face an array of vulnerabilities. The government has some social protection programs for the elderly, but these are not enough to help them in the vulnerabilities they face. we want to appeal to the government to do more, introduce more programs to help the elderly in the society. This is the end of the statement by Pensioner Bondholders Forum. Thank you. Fearless honesty, and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. And help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. And